I gotta admit, that soundtrack is awesome. I need that soundtrack. Anyways, welcome back, friends and meisters, to more Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc! Last time we were just about to continue on with the investigation, or start the investigation, as the game was telling us anyways. Well, I'd better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Ow! It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was? Jeez. An unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? I hope not. They were saying that it might be Kyoko, but Byakuya was. I like Kyoko. I don't need her to die. Or, I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. That's right, we still have a ton of stuff to look at. We got the key and just ran pretty much. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that might be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do, and that's be awesome. Alright, what's this? These look like fragments of something. They're all burned, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. Where? Wait, was it there? I have to double check that later. Fragments near the dead body have been added to the truth pool. I don't know what he's talking about. Could it be there, or where's there, Naegi? I don't know, we already looked at these fragments. I meant to check out the knife. There's a knife lying on the ground. Is this? It definitely looks like the knife that was stolen from us. It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? It could be. Either way, this knife is still crucial evidence. And it looks familiar. Yeah, but like I thought, it's the knife they took from us last night. Wait, is this? I got your knife, Big Mac! That's it! It's a knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Who the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used here to stab the same masked attacker who we found here. That was not proper. And the same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because... when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then I... If this really is Kyoko, I mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. How convenient. When we need to, we don't. No, it can't be. There's no way. You always say that, and then, you know, something bad happens. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. That's probably true. Maybe we can get rid of that, you know, big white robe? Huh. There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. I don't think Kyoko would wear those. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Fake nails. Well, that's interesting. There's also that little, I think, tattoo-looking thing there. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? I've got burns, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. That's interesting. What else do we have to look at here? Well, there's the holes. We, like, you know, take off this thing, the white thing. Or how the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Right! It's like they're asking me for confirmation. So I keep looking. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Alright, can we not remove the jacket? Maybe look at the rest of the body? The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Get it? Blackened? Oh, that's a bad pun. Anyways, also the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Yeah, makes sense. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Why does he keep asking me? There isn't, right? It's like he needs to confirm. I love it. Anyways, I think that's everything. Let's double check here. Yeah, that's everything. Already looking at that, I'm almost 100% sure that's not Kyoko. Just from that little scene. Just from the little things we found so far. Almost. I can't be 100% sure. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 chickens. I count 4. Huh, 4.
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? There were 5. Of course, there were precisely 5. I remember because Yasuhiro here told us that's a good number. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I remember when it disappeared.
But...
Wait, remembered? I think I said that way. I wonder when it disappeared, sorry. I was down here just before nighttime last night. There were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world!
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Do my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Yep, that's the thing to do. I didn't want that chicken disappear, or why did? Could it be related to the case? I wouldn't understand why a chicken would disappear. Actually, you know what? I got an inkling as to why, but I'll leave that for later. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. That's definitely the thing to do. The room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed, but that's new. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? Nope, there wasn't. Should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Top is wet and covered with mud and grime. The underside is totally clean and completely dry. The side of that tarp, or sorry, one side of the tarp is wet and dry, dirty. Something about that bothers me. Only one side's wet and dirty and the other isn't. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Well, I want to know how it got wet, so that's also interesting. Oh, and I just had another idea, but again, I'll save it for later. Everything else is still here by the look of it, so off we go. Is that everything, though? We can look at the plant, too. I just don't want to get too close to it, or it'll eat me. The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away from it. Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? The ultimate recycling machine. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. There was also a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Ryo said not to touch it, to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. That's also pretty strange.
Okay.
Whoa, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. Thanks, Ina. So thank you. Alright, let us talk to Toko. So, Who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Come on, look, Toko. I want to talk to Jilly. No? Oh, okay. That ain't happening. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and?
Serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. The body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock, as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Well then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 o'clock on the dot now. So that was around 9. Right around 9, yeah, so I was right. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. I didn't read that, but I don't think I needed to, really. That's right, it had to have been right around 9, because I pretty much said that myself already. Okay, my job's done. Oh wait, go back. There we go. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. And again, it's probably all Hiro can do. Oh, I'm too mean to him. He's actually been a bit of help here and there. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. About what, Byakuya? What do you want to talk about, man?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear when you... bleh. Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma, who's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
The murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only one who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
Right.
If the victim really is Kyoko, I'm the only one who found an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be to quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one who found an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty bad. You might suspect us in the trial, and we'll have to fight off Togami, which is no easy feat. I think that's everything now, except Toko. We can try talking to her again, but it probably won't do a thing. So, who does that body belong to? No, yeah, that's it. I think we're done everything here. Oh, we almost forgot that. That would have been bad. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then the body was here before then. The sprinkler should have gotten it wet, which would mean the murder must have taken place before 7:30. Or after. Well, no, since we found it at 9, that tarp might have something to do with that, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I think I've checked everything I need to do. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically, that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I still need to find out more about Kyoko, and that's right, we don't even know where she is yet. Isn't that corpse really Kyoko, if that's true? Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. The key to her room is in Byakuya's hand. I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activities.
What?
I meant my options. Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Oh, fun. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later. And the Kalash trial. No, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. And will you go with me? I'm sorry, I have my own agenda to... Bleh. Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later, and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay then, in the meantime I should go look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. What one area? Where is this from? I'm trying to remember, but it's not working. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but... And I feel really derpy right now. I realize where that is. We have seen that somewhere. I'm hoping that it'll be, it'll have a little more info in the truth bullets section if I go and find the fragment. And no it doesn't. Well, I guess we'll just go to where I think it is and, you know, head out. There's nothing else here really to do. And we're back. One place I want to go is the gym. Maybe that disassembled Monokuma will have something for us. You know, because we didn't really get a good look at it before we, had to come deal with this case. Not only that, I have a feeling that's where we'll find info on that fragment. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? Right, that was a piece of the bomb. That makes more sense now. I was wondering if it was from here or not, but I wasn't entirely sure. For the life of me, I couldn't remember exactly where I saw a red chunk like that. It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. What? A bomb! And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments near the dead body have been updated in the truth bullets section of your handbook. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. As if he'll let us in. Might tell us to go screw ourselves. We're not important enough, Nag. You can go away. Oh, are you sure, Byakuya? Go. Okay. I hope that doesn't happen. If it does, I'll be sad. I'll be so sad. Byakuya. No, you're not who I want to talk to. Shut up. No. Stop, Yasuhiro. You're in the way. You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You want to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Off to Kyoko's room. Okay, Byakuya, key please. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then click. And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. Isn't he gonna come with us, though? That's what he said, anyways. So, this is Kyoko's room. There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration. A number 6. What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at these really traditional bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. I think I know where that key goes to. But we'll talk about that in a moment. That doesn't really surprise me. I'm starting to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly...
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really what? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that might... That's actually what I was thinking too. This might go to... the dojo? Well, wood block key, we'll use it later. There might be a little more, so... it's worth looking around. I don't see a whole lot, though. Seems to be the only thing. Can we take it?
It's certainly...
Okay, I'm hoping it lets us use it. Anything on the bed? It's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here. Nope. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. Right. I totally forget about that. I think that's everything, though. We can talk to Byakuya again. You want to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko. You can't be serious, and that's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us all some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. What's this? Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me, and something's probably happened to her. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. Opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
And that's all that was in there? Yeah, looks like it. Under the sheet. Oh, her bed sheets. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Mukuro Ikusabe. I see. Class 78 student registry. Mukuro Ikusabe. Or Ikusaba, I think. I pronounced it properly before, but tonight I'm just being casual. Yeah, it looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the handmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you what was a key and blank, that's it! This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. Made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. For Mukuro. Kusaba. Sex female. The ultimate soldier. The ultimate soldier! Oh, jeez. A little small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood, and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. Intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Finrer. For these 3 years, she insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. That's interesting. I thought she was ultimate despair. Huh. The ultimate soldier, mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to ever compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things, as just an ordinary person, but then... I never imagined I would hear the name Finrer in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Finrer Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. They do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. Oh, wait, that wasn't Byakuya. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I heard said that Finrer has already...
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit of a player! And a bit player is becoming our hero! That's you. What have you got in your petty little hand there? Oh, we found a profile! So what if I did?
Hey!
Don't forget on me! I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything! In case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either! Even though she stole it and hid it! After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forget is Miss Okami! You broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room! They will drag a corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. There's our omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about these regulations of yours. Of course I am! Proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order! So I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself! Oh, seriously. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course!
Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? So with the one reading all the rules, they're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hallway back when there were 15 people there, right? I think the first meeting you have led to... I think the first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding, you say?
in other words,
That's right! There were actually 15 of you! Or weren't!
yes indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16! 16, then.
Mukuro Ikusaba,
Ikusaba, there we go, I got the proper pronunciation now.
16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Why? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is just... very popular! You wouldn't believe the ratings! And since we're so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes indeed.
Makes sense?
Well now.
Okay, that's all you have for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky little Miss Gary, so I'm gonna share a little secret with you. Seriously? You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell her I told you that. But she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, that's all you get! Whatever, Monokuma, bye. So, she's wearing gloves to cover hideous scars. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of hideous scars. The body didn't have any of those. Wait, so on the back of her hand... a tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said there were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse? Were you thinking about Kyoko again? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? That there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Well, obviously, Monokuma is trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to this game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so that there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is not connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case? Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student, and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer. She killed Kyoko. Anyone should be able to come up with that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But, based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusabe isn't the culprit. What makes you say that? We thought Monokuma, or Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. If that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go to their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point. Mukuro, yeah, I cannot say Mukuro for some reason in that voice. Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. Well, you said it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of our investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Well, are you coming? Yeah, it's a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What, is it not gonna let me use them? Really? Oh, there we go. There are wooden lockers here. They use wood lock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. Oh, wait. Basically just said, it looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers. Makoto, do you see the locker furthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? You should probably use the key we found on the locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. Took out the wood lock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and... click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow. Of course, what of a bow? They're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. Wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. The duct tape is related to the case somehow, but how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to... Okay, thank you. I think that's all Locker has to offer for now. This case is getting interesting. Really interesting. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Yakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro is a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file relating to Fenrir somewhere over here. Kyoko seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. What do you got there, buddy? Wanna show me? Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? And again, I'm not very fluent in French myself. Just really basic stuff. I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Unless they're, Canadian. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you. And I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Is that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit, based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of their group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they've acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely is the word I would use. Crazy, maybe. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the reports said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it said Fenrir is the wolf of the Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that you're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir, somewhere on their body. Ooh, that gives me an idea. What? I got a tattoo of Fenrir. What could that mean? Mukuro Ikusaba, or Ikusaba's profile has been updated in the True Build section of your handbook. There we go, I'm starting to get the name down. Just that name, just like, no. The rest of them aren't too bad.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us. Organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
See you later, Monokuma. And the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. I don't like this. Anyways, that's the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy the episode, please do leave a like and maybe a comment to show your support. If you have yet to, subscribe to my channel for more Danganronpa. Friends, Meisters, I'll see you next time on Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Peace out.